Welcome back to OpenLine. Thank you for joining us tonight. We're talking about farmers markets around the area, the Snap Back program, which I'm going to get Stephen to explain real quick, and just ways you can really take advantage of our fresh fruits and vegetables. Get your belly full, get your kids' bellies full. That's what we want to tell you about today. I have Frank, Stephen, and Jacob here to help me get that message across. Stephen, real quick, Snap Back. What is it? How's it work? Where is it happening?
Snap Back program. All right, you can use your EBT card through their SNAP benefits and purchase $20 at one of the 5 farmers markets, producer-owned farmers markets that will be on your screen momentarily and throughout the remainder of the show. And for every $20 that you spend, we'll match up to, or for every dollar that you spend up to $20, Piedmont Natural Gas will match that in fresh fruits and vegetables. So you can come buy grains, fruits, vegetables, and any kind of protein or meat, and then receive an additional $20 in fruits and vegetables.
Yeah, you spend 20 bucks on your EBT card, they give you 20 more. You walk out with $40 worth of fresh, homegrown food that you are going to love to have on your table. You're also going to walk out with a lot of knowledge about this food, where it came from, how to prepare it maybe differently than you're used to. These farmers are amazing at these markets.
That's exactly right. They, I was telling you offline that, you know, even I go to the farmers and say, how do I cook this thing
Yeah,
that
me too.
I've not seen before?
Right.
Yeah, you know, I mean, that's what they're here for. They really want to help you. They want you to come back to their booth and buy again. So they're a great resource. Again, it's great to know where they farm, how they grow their produce, when they picked it. Ask them, you know, did you pick this tomato today? Did you pick it last week? You'll never get a yes, I picked it last week. But it's just very important to know that.
The Hip Donaldson market was the pioneer with the Snap Back program. You guys in Piedmont partnered up, and the great thing about this market, Friday nights all the way through the end of October from 4 to 7, big giveaway too this week.
Yes, we are partnering with Daymar College, and this Friday, starting at 4 o'clock, they will be there with 2 bouncy houses, and they will be giving away back-to-school supplies. While supplies last. I understand it's about $5,000 worth of back-to-school supplies. They will also be doing free health screenings and free massages.
Hello. You need that on a Friday night.
Yes, and I'm wondering if I can get over there and have that as well. But that we've actually had to, we're bringing an additional shuttle bus to handle the extra folks. So be sure and park at the Music City Star train station and ride our free air-conditioned shuttle bus to the market.
Yeah, and the Hip Donaldson is the only market around that has the train and bus service available, but plenty of parking too.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we're right there in the middle of Donaldson, in front of Ace Hardware and in front of McNamara's, right in the triangle.
And you are one of 5 farmers markets in Middle Tennessee that does this Snap Back program. Courtney, if we could put up the list of those, really spread out. So depending on where you live, find the market closest to you. We have the addresses there on the screen.
We are. We all work very closely together. We don't compete. We're on different days. We're on different sides of the city, and we work very closely together. We like having other farmers markets, you know, in Nashville. We Hip Donaldson, I know Shadows, we have another market that just started this year, Albine Street. I want to give a shout out to them. They started this year at, what was the name of the church? They're on Albine Street, right across from TSU. The name will come
Mount
to me.
Olive, or
Mount,
is it Mount Olive?
Mount Zion.
Might be Mount Olive or St. Olive.
Anyway, it's right across from TSU on Albine Street, but they're the second Sunday of each month, and they're great. But we need, these are community farmers markets. They are, you know, starting from the ground up, and this is how this type of thing happens. So,
and the more we support each other, the better the community is going to be, from the farmers supporting this program, the Snap Back program, to us giving back to the farmers by purchasing from them. It really feeds everybody. Jacob, tell us about this term food desert. What is that, and then how can we get rid of them?
Sure, and kind of the easy way to understand it is, if it's really hard to get to a store that sells the fresh fruits, vegetables, produce, and a lot of places that, you know, a lot of the people won't have cars to drive far, and if they have to take public transportation, it can take hours
Yes.
back and forth. And so the challenge of being in a location where you can't get to that, and if you're working a job or multiple jobs, that's really limiting your ability. And there might be a convenience store where you can get some food, but it's not necessarily the healthiest food.
Right.
And so the food desert is describing the areas of the city where it's a certain distance away from the nearest grocery store or something like a farmer's market. And so, and that's what's really exciting about the one in North Nashville, the new farmer's market that opened up. It's really bringing the fresh food to the food desert areas where that's not normally what someone can get in that neighborhood.
Right. It was so very important to have that access. And if the stores aren't going to come there, then if a farmer's market can pop up, it can really fill that void. And so very necessary. And then it's important for the people to support that and be able to support it on their income. And that's a big part of it too. But it's something that really needs addressed here in the area. Jacob, do you have any stats about the I think I've heard it's 1 in 5 people in Nashville are hungry or, you know, in need of food.
And it's around that, and it's around that, and different for, there's even more for kids that are food insecure. And food insecure meaning you are getting food, but not enough and not the right kind of food.
Yeah.
And that's where, like we've talked about, the misconceptions. You don't have to be completely starving to be food insecure,
Right.
But that food insecurity can really affect especially kids as they're developing.
Yeah, I know teachers who have told me the kids who are going hungry, they can't pay attention in the classroom, they can't sit still. It leads to behavior problems because they're hungry. I mean, I know how I act when I'm hungry. I'm not a nice person, to tell you the truth. And I am distracted. And all I'm thinking about is food. And think about it, as a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, 10, 12, 11, it affects them.
And the hunger, it's not just isolated. It, like you said, it relates to all the other needs that a family will have. Encouraging kids to do their homework and be able to focus on it. Hunger is a key part of that. And then doing their homework leads to job opportunities
Yes.
and careers. And so it's not just did they get enough food that day. It really is a foundation that affects so many things.
Very, very cool. And so cool. I just want to mention again, if you're tuning in late, what Jacob and his wife Joy have done, instead of doing a wedding registry, they decided to team up with the Middle Tennessee Foundation and create basically a giving registry where your guests were asked to give, and then you put that towards hunger issues in our community, over $10,000.
And it's all completely managed by the Community Foundation, so that we don't, it's not like they had to give to us and then we
Right.
give it away. It was all handled through them, and then we're able to help guide. We've already been talking to a lot of really creative programs that are doing some really innovative work that we're going to try to connect in, and we're just getting started. So if there are any organizations that are working on programs related to food or hunger, or if you're an individual that's passionate and has an idea, and we can connect you to link up to a nonprofit to work together. So we want it to be open not just to big established nonprofits, but any individual social entrepreneurs. If you're a creative artist who has a way to find a way to create awareness in a new way for these kind of programs. Anyone who has a passion about addressing these issues, we'd love to hear from, so that we can help them connect into to make things happen.
I love it that you want new ideas out there, because it's going to take new ideas. We're doing the good stuff right now, but we need to add on to that because we've got to solve this problem.
And when we talk about the new ideas, it's not that the food banks and other immediate needs programs, they are so necessary, and this will complement it. So as they're doing the great work that they're doing, getting the food to people who need it now, there'll be new ways that they can apply in the future as well.
Very well said. Okay, we got to take a quick break. We're coming right back to wrap it up. Stay where you are.